So there's a fun little combination. I learned this many years ago when I first started Southern Praying Mantis in the early 90s. This is called the An Tan Chum Bu. It's a really nice, I would call it a fundamental hand combination from my experience. So what you're gonna do is the first two, on and tan. On sound means to press. And so when you make contact with your opponent, don't just make contact, but then press into them. And we use this ratcheting of the wrist to do that. And what I'm doing is I'm controlling, this is one of the ways I can control the center line. So from my shoulder creates the base of the triangle to the apex, which is where I make contact with my opponent. So from out to in, I create control with on sao. Now, when I move to tan sao, if you haven't seen my other video, go back and check it out about how to move around the arms. So on, and then tan is the opposite of on sao, because the apex of the triangle is no longer away from me. It actually starts at my center line and then goes out to the shoulders. So if I want to control anything in front of me, on. If I want to control the outside of the combat zone, tan. All right, so I'm going to do those two together first. On, press, turn over the top, tan, press out. So on, tan. Next we do chum. Chum sound means to sink. And you could use sinking in a lot of different ways. Right now, we're just using a hand to push down. But sinking in Southern Praying Mantis has a lot more to do than just with like a hand technique. It really is an entire energetic, dynamic movement where you're sinking your whole body down. So for our purposes, for the mukjung, I'm gonna do on and press in. I'm gonna cut over the top, tan, press out. And then I'm gonna turn my hand over and then create this angle here and then press down. Because the chum sao kind of requires this sinking of the wrist as well as the sinking of the body. So on, tan, chum. The last one is bu, which is the strike. So I've got control from out to in, from in to out, and then top to bottom, top to bottom. Now, when I do bu, usually we practice striking with a phoenix fist to hit softer targets. Because I'm using the mukjung, I'm just gonna do a straight punch. So on, circle, tan, chum, bu, and then punch. On, circle, tan, chum, bu, and then punch.